Veteran broadcaster Winston Springer Sr. has scoffed at Prime Minister Alan Chasney's plan to implement a law for local content airplay. During a recent appearance on Newspin, Chasney talked up the enactment of legislation mandating that local radio stations air 50% of the music originally produced in OECS, including St. Lucia. Springer has chafed at the notion of dictating the format of privately owned commercial enterprises in the St. Lucia context. The former vice president of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union believes it's a red herring.
With the coronavirus, dengue fever, increase in homicides and road fatalities, the country is financially bankrupt. This intellectually challenged Prime Minister comes up with the ludicrous, outrageous, and nonsensical idea of legislating to dictate to radio program directors of privately owned radio stations what music should be on their playlist. In my over 50 years in the broadcast industry, I have never heard such BS.
Critics contend that government should incentivize and not compel commercial radio, whose business model is market-driven, to play more indigenous music. Springer, pointing to the perceived folly in shuttering Radio St. Lucia, argues such a goal would be better achieved through a state-backed public broadcasting network.
Mr. PM, you could have given such advice to the board of directors of the National Broadcaster Radio St. Lucia. And they, in turn, if they saw any merit in such a policy, would pass this advice to management. But no, you shut down the nation's station.
Some pundits and political commentators have dismissed the content airplay remarks as a campaign ploy as the island enters a new election cycle. Moreover, the former Principal Information Officer has expressed exasperation at what he sees as constant dissembling and political signaling at the expense of sound public policy.
I ask myself, how did the party of Henry Giraudy, John Compton, and Sir Frederick Clark end up here, in this cemetery of the living, this home of the dead? A party of spending, a party of debt, a party of deceit, impervious and immune to hard reality. St. Lucia is tired, so tired, utterly exhausted.
Other opponents of a music quota system, a cornerstone of ECHO's presentation to Cabinet, contends that efforts should be made at creating a full-fledged recording music industry. They assert that government can facilitate that process through heavy investments in subsidizing the enabling environment to foster a formal sector with a sustainable business model where artists can make a living. Joachim Du Plessis, HTS News Force.